We are about to hear from the students as they perform their second round of poems. We'll have a short break after the second round and then move to the third. With her second poem, Shakira Cross.
Friendship After Love by Ella Wilcox. After the fierce midsummer all ablaze has burned itself to ashes and expires in the intensity of its own fires, there come the mellow, mild St. Martin days, crowned with the calm of peace, but sad with haze. So after love has led us, till he tires of his own throes and torments and desires, comes large-eyed friendship with a restful gaze. He beckons us to follow, and across cool, verdant vales we wander free from care. Is it a touch of frost lies in the air? Why are we haunted with the sense of loss? We do not wish the pain back or the heat. And yet, these days are incomplete. Thank you.
With her second recitation, Ruth Edmondson.
The Albatross by Kate Bass. When I know you are coming home, I put on this necklace. Glass beads on a silken thread, a blue that used to match my eyes. I like to think I am remembering you. I like to think you don't forget. The necklace lies heavy on my skin. It clatters when I reach down to lift my screaming child. I swing her and roll her in my arms until she forgets. The beads glitter in the flicker of a TV set as I sit her on my lap and wish away the afternoon. I wait until I hear a gate latch lift, the turn of key and lock. I sit amongst toys and unwashed clothes. I sit and she fingers the beads until you speak, in a voice that no longer seems familiar, only strange. I turn as our child tugs at the string, and I hear a snap and a sound like falling rain.
With her second poem, here is Molly Williams.
John Lennon by Mary Jo Salter. The music was already turning sad. Those fresh-faced voices singing in around the lie that time could set its needle back and play from the beginning. Had you lived to 80 as you'd wished, who knows? You might have broken from the circle of that past, more ours than yours. Never even sure which was the truest color of your hair, it changed with each photographer. We claimed you for ourselves, called you John, and named the day you'd left us, spun out like a reel, the last broadcast to prove you'd lived at all, an end to hope itself. It isn't true. And worse, does you no justice if we call your death the death of anything but you. It put you in the headlines once again. Years after you'd left the band, you joined another, of those whose lives in breaking link all memory with their end. The studio of history can tamper with you now, as if there'd always been a single track chance traveled on, and your discordant voice had led us to the final violence. Yet, like the times when I, a star-crossed fan, had cataloged your favorite foods, your views on monarchy and war, and gaily clipped your quips and daily antics from the news, I keep a loving record of your death. All the evidence is in. Of what and to what end? It's hard to figure out riddles you might have beat into a song. A younger face of yours, a cover shot, peered from all the newsstands as if proof of some noteworthy thing you'd newly done. Thank you.
With her second poem, Elba Moreno.
Invitation to Love by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Come, when the nights are bright with stars, or come when the moon is mellow. Come, when the nights are... Can I just start again? Invitation to Love by Paul Laurence Dunbar. Come, when the nights are bright with stars, or come when the moon is mellow. Come, when the sun his golden bars drops on the hay field yellow. Come in the twilight soft and gray. Come in the night, or come in the day. Come, oh love, whene'er you may, and you are welcome, welcome. You are sweet, oh love, dear love. You are soft as a nesting dove. Come to my heart and bring it to rest as the bird flies home to its welcome nest. Come when my heart is full of grief, or when my heart is merry. Come with the falling of the leaf, or with the reddening cherry. Come when the year's first blossom blows. Come when the summer gleams and glows. Come with the winter's drifting snows. And you are welcome, welcome. Thank you.
With his second poem, Alex Hall.
On an Unsociable Family by Elizabeth Hans. Oh, what a strange parcel of creatures are we. Scarce, never to quarrel, or even agree. We all are alone, though at home, all together, except to the fire, constrained by the weather. Then one says, "'Tis cold," which we all of us know, and with unanimity answer, "'Tis so." With shrugs and with shivers, all look at the fire and shuffle ourselves in our chairs a bit nigher. Then quickly, preceded by silence, profound, yawn, epidemical, catches around. Like social companions, we never fall out, nor ever care what one another's about. To comfort each other is never our plan, for to please ourselves truly is more than we can.
Here is Kirsten Gravitt.
Solitude by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. Laugh, and the world laughs with you. Weep, and you weep alone. For the sad old earth must borrow its mirth, but has trouble enough of its own. Sing, and the hills will answer. Sigh, it is lost on the air. The echoes bound to a joyful sound, but shrink from voicing care. Rejoice, and men will seek you. Grieve, and they turn and go. They want full measure of all your pleasure, but they do not need your woe. Be glad and your friends are many. Be sad and you lose them all. There are none to decline your nectared wine, but alone you must drink life's gall. Feast and your halls are crowded. Fast and the world goes by. Succeed and give, and it helps you live, but no man can help you die. There is room in the halls of pleasure for a large and lordly train, but one by one we must all file on through the narrow aisles of pain. Thank you.
Next, we'll hear the second poem from Lydia Lob.
God's Grandeur by Gerard Manley Hopkins. The world is charged with the grandeur of God. It will flame out like shining from shook foil. It gathers to a greatness like the ooze of oil crushed. Why do men then now not wreck his rod? Generations have trod, and all is seared with trade, bleared, smeared with toil, and wears man's smudge and shares man's smell. The soil is bare now, nor can foot feel being shod. And for all this, nature is never spent. There lives the dearest freshness deep down things. And though the last lights off the black west went, O morning at the brown brink eastward springs, because the Holy Ghost over the bent world broods with warm breast and with, bright wings.
With her second recitation, Angel Rena Choi.
To Autumn by John Keats. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless, with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run, to bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells with a sweet kernel, to set budding more, and still more, later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease. For summer has o'er-brimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Sometimes whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-reaped furrow, sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies, while thy hook spares the neck swath and all its twined flowers. And sometimes, like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look. Thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? Aye, where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too. While barred clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue, then in a wailful choir the small gnats mourn among the river sallows, borne aloft or sinking, as the light wind lives or dies. And full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne, hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft, the red breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies.
With her second selection, Caitlin Davis.
The Mothering Blackness by Maya Angelou. She came home running, back to the mothering blackness deep in the smothering blackness, white tears, icicle gold plains of her face. She came home running. She came down creeping. Here to the black arms waiting, now to the warm heart waiting. Rhyme of alien dreams befrost her rich brown face. She came down creeping. She came home blameless, black yet as Hagar's daughter, tall as was Sheba's daughter. Threats of northern winds die on the desert's face. She came home blameless.
It's now time for the second poem from Sarah Koo.
Lines written in early spring by William Wordsworth. I heard 1,000 blended notes while in a grove I sate reclined, in that sweet mood when pleasant thoughts bring sad thoughts to the mind. To her fair works did nature link the human soul that through me ran, and much it grieved my heart to think what man has made of man. Through primrose tufts, in that green bower, the periwinkle trailed its wreaths, and 'tis my faith that every flower enjoys the air it breathes. The birds around me hopped and played, their thoughts I cannot measure, but the least motion which they made, it seemed a thrill of pleasure. The budding twigs spread out their fan to catch the breezy air, and I must think, do all I can, that there was pleasure there. If this belief from heaven be sent, if such be nature's holy plan, have I not reason to lament what man has made of man?
This concludes our second round.